Good morning, Team Alabama. We are going to begin our next writing piece, and the next writing piece is about Stonehenge Woodhenge, and it's going to be a compare and contrast. So as you are writing or listening to me read with you today, I'd like for you to create a Venn diagram at home, okay? And if you are not remembering what that looks like, here is what that looks like. So you would write facts about Stonehenge on here, facts about Woodhenge over here, and the ways that they are alike right here in the middle. Okay, so you're going to need 2 facts about Stonehenge, 2 facts about how they're alike, and 2 facts about Woodhenge. So you're trying to gather those facts as we read. If you need to pause this at any time, that is totally fine and would make a lot of sense. So follow along on your Chromebooks with me, and I'm going to explain this assignment. Now that you have completed research on the topic of Stonehenge and Woodhenge, the Journalism Club editor has asked you to write an explanatory article comparing and contrasting the 2 monuments for the next issue of your school newspaper. The audience for your article will be the students, teachers, and parents. Now remember, when we did this in the last one with our ocean debris, we started off our article as Dear Highland Scott Community, because that is our school, and we would be writing it in our school newspaper, okay? So that would be one way to address the school newspaper, is to start it off Dear Highland Scott Community. Using more than one source, develop a thesis or controlling idea and compare and contrast Stonehenge and Woodhenge. Once you have a thesis and controlling idea, select the most relevant information from more than one source to support this. Then write a multi-paragraph explanatory article. So yours is going to be 6 paragraphs, because we're going to do 2 facts about how they're alike, and then 2 facts about how they are different. Okay? So that's how we will organize this. Let's go ahead and start reading. This is the article you will find on your Chromebook. Constructing a monument, Stonehenge. More than 5,000 years ago, the building of one of the most significant structures in England began. Using primitive tools, quite possibly made from deer antlers, a massive circular ditch and bank called a henge was constructed. Archaeologists believe that this marked the early creation of one of the most prehistoric sites in Great Britain, Stonehenge. The second phase of Stonehenge continued several centuries later, when builders hoisted or lifted an estimated 80 blue stones into upright positions. It is believed that the stones were then arranged in either a horseshoe or circular formation. A third phase of construction is estimated to have taken place around 2000 BCE. This time, sandstone slabs were arranged into a ring that spanned the outside of the blue stones. Some other sandstone slabs were also assembled into 3-piece structures that stand in the center of Stonehenge. Only 50 of these stones remain in place today. One of the great puzzles about Stonehenge is how its early builders managed to transport many of the stones, some of which weighed up to 4 tons. In analyzing the stones, geologists learned that some of the stones, such as the blue stones, were native to an area in Wales, some 200 miles away from Stonehenge. So how did they get them there? That's a question that you would be asking yourself. They believe that the stones were carried to the site by glaciers. The stones were then deposited in the area of Stonehenge. However, archaeologists are dissatisfied with that theory. They are not convinced that glaciers were entirely responsible for moving the stones. Instead, they have offered up their own theories on how the stones came to Stonehenge. One of these suggests that the builders stowed the stones by water on rafts and then the stones were carried over long grooved planks with the help of oxen. How the stones arrived at Stonehenge is one mystery, but perhaps an even bigger puzzle is that the purpose of the great monument was. Historians all agree that the structure was clearly noteworthy to its builders, but the function of Stonehenge is still unclear. Some believe that the arrangement of stone signifies a large burial site, while others have suggested that it served as a memorial to honor ancient ancestors or perhaps was used as a special ceremonial site. One astronomer even thought that Stonehenge operated